Want to know the subtle cues a man gives you over text to let you know he's actually not interested? Curious why men fake interest like this and want to learn the creative ways men keep you strung along over text? I've got part 2 to this video series coming to you right now. Hey everyone, I'm dating and relationship coach Ryan Patrick. So today, I'm gonna lay out 12 texting signs he's actually not interested. Now, this is part 2 to a video I did about a year ago that y'all seem to like. So just know that these are 12 brand new texting signs he gives you when he's not into you, and not a rehashing of the points I gave in the first video. And sign number 11 has become a real problem out there lately. So please stay tuned and do not fall victim to number 11. But first, if you're new to my channel and you'd like highly targeted advice that's relevant to every corner of your dating and relationship experiences with men, just click subscribe below and make sure to ring that little bell so YouTube can let you know when I post new content. Also, if you wouldn't mind clicking that like button below, it's the single most helpful thing you can do to help me keep my channel going. So thank you so much for your support. Finally, I'm now available to personally help you with any questions or any immediate advice you might need about a guy or dating situation. Just hit me up on Wizio at daterboy.com/Wizio and tell me a little bit about what's going on. There you'll be able to see all the awesome reviews people have left about my advice. I take notes and I give you a very focused, personalized 4 to 7 minute video response in as little as 2 days. So I look forward to hearing from you. Now, let's chat about how to know he's not into you over text. Here are 12 ways in which he reveals his interest in you is ice cold. The first sign is the fragmented text thread. The fragmented text thread is the epitome of wishy-washy, hot and cold guys that are either on the fence or just straight up not interested in you. Examples of this will be things like the conversation losing focus, or him drifting from topic to topic, and him speaking about these topics on a very surface level. Some guys will clearly lose their train of thought with you, and the entire discussion will feel really forced and dissatisfying to you as a whole. The second sign is the whack-a-mole routine. Most of you probably remember whack-a-mole, right? In the arcade, you had these little guys that would pop their heads up randomly, and you had to whack them on the head with this toy mallet. This is exactly how a lot of guys who aren't into you will treat your texts. As soon as your text comes through to his phone, he's just gonna smack it down and respond without any afterthought or follow-through. This can be confusing to you because he may even get back to your text right away. But once he checks that box with you, you're probably not gonna hear from him again for days, if not weeks. The third sign is the premature pic exchange. Guys love skipping steps with you if you let them, like asking you to send photos of yourself to him to see how racy you can get with them. It'll feel like,
whoa, dude, slow your roll.
This doesn't even have to be sexual pics. It can be you two exchanging photos of you traveling or photos of your family without him really getting to know you first. So, my advice? If it feels a little too fast to be exchanging photos, it probably is. Don't let him fake invest with you this way. He's stringing you along. The fourth sign is the generic woman approach. This is the guy that puts little to no personalization into his texts with you. Instead of referencing you by your name, he'll use some unoriginal nickname like baby or gorgeous with you. He does this to keep you at arm's length, so he doesn't really have to invest in getting to know you at all. So why bother, you ask? Good question. It's all about the dopamine hit his brain gets when you respond back to him. It's nothing more than his way of giving himself validation that a woman is actually talking to him. For some, it feels too good, like any other addiction. The fifth sign is the personal history bulldoze. Now, this one can be really deceiving because what he'll do is send you paragraphs of text about his life or anything that he wants you to know. In some cases, he won't spare any details. He'll overload you. So why is he doing this? It's how he simulates interest with you without having to ask you any questions about yourself. So if a guy is spilling his guts to you and maybe even displaying vulnerability, ask yourself, what effort has he made and what knowledge has he gained about you? The sixth sign is the busy with work excuse. Guys who really can't be bothered with you will always lean into work as an excuse for why they can't take you out or why they didn't get back to your text in a timely manner. They'll also point to to things like having opposite work schedules to you to cover for all those times he wasn't attentive with you. Just remember, the beginning stages of getting to know a new guy should be the most exciting, not riddled with excuse after excuse. The 7th sign is the promise of future action.
Baby, I can't wait to take you out and show you the best night of your life. I've fallen for you, gorgeous. Just you wait. I'm gonna marry you and give you all the kids you want.
Yeah. Okay. Look, don't confuse his promising words with him taking action. It means nothing until it actually happens. Don't allow men to instill this false hope within you, especially when you two haven't even met yet. Let's start with meeting him first if he's earned it. The 8th sign is the empty calendar effect. Now, allowing this false hope to permeate your life as you're trying to meet new men does 2 tragic things. It prevents you from continuing your search to find a serious man, and it leaves you with an empty dating calendar. You'll never end up actually meeting these time-wasting men most of the time. So, if your nightlife looks a little sparse right now, you may have taken their bait. What I like for you to do here is apply my 2-week rule. If he is not willing to meet up with you, COVID or not, within the first 2 weeks of messaging or texting him, it's a big ol' next. The 9th sign is the sporadic effort text. Now this moment represents those hot moments where a guy really seems to be on with you. He may even set up a date with you only to retract it later or just straight up flake out on you altogether. Another example is him surprising you with a phone call versus him just texting you. But shortly thereafter, you'll realize it was just a short-lived moment that will rarely ever happen again. So if these hot moments from him are always met with ice-cold, frigid moments with zero consistency, lose his number for real. The 10th sign is the mistaken identity text. Some of you will have the brief misfortune of having one of these wishy-washy guys who really isn't interested in you completely mistake you for some other girl or woman, or another guy in some instances. Either they think they're texting with someone else entirely, or they mix up your personal history or story with someone else and just screw up the details. Now look, this is gonna feel really crappy when this happens to you. Sure, mistakes happen, but let it be a sign he's not into you. The 11th sign is the scam artist text. This one is important, so please really hear me here. According to ZDNet, romance scams are responsible for a whopping $304 million in losses in 2020. That's hard-earned money swindled from unsuspecting people in either online dating or long-distance relationship situations. And that $304 million figure is up by 50% since 2019. Ladies, I literally hear about this one all the time in my YouTube comments and my Wizio requests. Please, please, please do not fall victim to this. Do not send money to some contractor in Dubai who says he can't wait to see you when he gets home. He's full of. The 12th sign is the Hail Mary text. This is the text you'll get or the social media message you'll get from a guy you haven't heard from in months, if not years. And all he's doing is gauging your interest in giving him some much needed validation he's currently seeking from you. Now clearly this guy has taken a shot in the dark that you'll even respond back to him. So before you do, make sure to manage your expectations about the situation first. You see, things typically end the way they start. So more than likely, he'll slip out of your life again just as easily as he slipped in. So I want to set a goal here. Let's go for 600 comments this week. Now, tell me one of your best stories where you realized a guy that wasn't really interested in you duped you over text. I want to get a lively conversation going about this. So let's hit that 600 comment mark, even if it means that you're leaving 2 or 3 comments to help us out by saying something like good morning text or good night text and breaking it up that way. Also, if you ever need personal advice from me and would like to describe your personal situation, just go to my Wizio page at daterboy.com/Wizio and choose how quickly you'd like a response from me. Looking forward to hearing from you. Finally, if you found this video helpful, please give it a like below. Thanks for stopping by today, and I'll see you all next week.